What is up, beautiful people? Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a foundation review, and of course this one has been kind of requested for me to do, and of course I had to pick this up the minute it launched. This one is going to be on the Colourpop No Filter foundation and the No Filter setting powder. So I'm really excited about doing a foundation review on this Colourpop foundation because it just launched. I finally got it in the mail and I really wanted to review it for you guys because I know a lot of people have been wanting to see how it looks and how it wears. I'm wearing the shade Fair 30 today, and of course I'm going to be doing a wear test, seeing how I like it, seeing how it applies, etc, etc, etc. Does it oxidize? Does it change? Does it this? Does it that? How is it set? How is it powder? How is everything? All of that jazz just for you guys today. So if you want to see what I think of these products, then you're going to have to keep on watching. As you can see, I have nothing on my face. I just put on some primer. I use the NYX Hydro Touch, which is my favorite primer of all time. And so now it is time to just dive into this foundation. Now I've had people request me to do a review on this, so I'm really excited about doing this. This is the Colourpop No Filter foundation. So now the bottle is actually really cute. It is a glass bottle, which I was really shocked about because it is $12, and I have the shade Fair 20 and the shade Fair 30. The reason why I have both is just because I don't know which one would be my shade. I feel like Fair 20 might be my shade, but might be too light. This one might be a little too dark. I'm not exactly sure, but I will do a little swatch on my neck and just see, because this one definitely will probably be my like winter shade. I'm a little bit more pale in the winter, and this might be my summer shade. So here is the shade Fair 20, and here is the shade Fair 30. Looking at them, this one definitely be more of a winter. This one definitely will be more of a shade that I am right now. So I am going to go in with the Fair 30 today. Just quickly talk about the foundation, like what it claims to do, what Colourpop says it's all about, before we just dive right in. So, it says, developed for the selfie age, our full coverage, natural matte foundation delivers flawless looking skin from day to night. Build-free lightweight formula blends smoothly and is easily customizable to create the coverage you want. Build it up or sheer it out. It was developed with innovative soft blurring pigments to deliver true color while looking and feeling natural. Now it does come with only 0.85 milliliters, so it is under 1 fluid ounce, which I was like, that's kind of weird, but whatever, I really don't care as long as it is pigment packed and good. So you know what, let's just shut up now and let's just dive right in. Are we dreaming? 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 Now here it is with 2 pumps. Of course I didn't get to this side because 2 pumps only did one side for me. As you can see, I still see my redness, so it's not giving me full coverage right there. But everywhere else, it doesn't look bad. Now my skin is prepped and primed and ready to go, so it does still look a little bit dry. So I would say this is definitely giving me a fuller matte finish than I thought it was. I thought it was more natural matte, but it looks like it's a little bit more matte. So I'm just going to keep diving right in. I'm going to just shake it a little bit more, and I'm going to apply a little bit more on this side, a little bit more on my forehead, and of course more, like maybe like 2 more pumps on this side. Are we dreaming? 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 Now that the foundation is on, I'm going to look up close. So right here, because of my shaving, is showing up a little bit of texture around my mouth area. My mouth area is my driest area besides my nose, so I really don't know what to say about that. Other than that, it does look pretty good everywhere else. It's not giving me as much coverage as I was hoping for. It still has shown my redness throughout. Other than that, it does look pretty okay. I will say though, if you have texture and you want to try to hide that, definitely make sure that you use like a soft blurring primer or use a lot of hydration, because this one is definitely a matte finish. So I would recommend definitely making sure that you are prepped and ready to go. I still moisturize and I still use a moisturizing primer, but it's still showing my texture just because, you know, I have a man face. So what else can you do? I am now going to conceal. I'm going to use the No Filter Concealer, obviously, in the shade Light 12, which is like my skin tone shade. I don't really want to highlight. No, The concealer definitely does work really well with the foundation, obviously. So now it is time to do my final step in my complexion. Final step would be the Colourpop No Filter Setting Powder. I just got the shade Translucent. I got the loose powder because I am better with the loose powder than I am with a pressed powder for some reason. I didn't want to get the pressed powder as well, just because of course I just wanted to get the foundation and the powder and just be done and have this review for you guys. So I didn't want to get too much of the collection. So it looks pretty good so far. The concealer's already starting to crease because I know how this concealer is. So I have to set it really fast because my under eyes are so terrible. Here is the powder all baked around. I'm going to kind of like pat it in areas where I want it to be patted in and make sure that it's set everything down. So the powder looks good so far. The powder definitely is a matte powder. So another thing that I would have to say, that if you're like me and you love matte finish but you are dry, be very cautious with most of powders because sometimes they could be like really like mattifying. The foundation and concealer is set. It is touch proof now. So what are my thoughts so far from this foundation? I think that it is a matte foundation. It definitely is pretty matte. Looks pretty good. It's just my texture around my chin area and around my nose is definitely very prominent right now with this foundation. But that's okay because most matte foundations, natural matte, comfort matte, whatever you want to say, matte finishes are going to show up my texture. That's just how my skin is. And recently my skin has been a little bitch and it's pissing me off because I've been breaking out a lot. I have had a lot more dry patches. I have a lot more redness than I usually do. And I just feel like it just, my skin's like flaring up and being aggressive and rebellious for some reason. I'm like, damn, like really, right now? Now that we pretty much got the basis down, of course, I'm going to give this foundation a wear test because initially I think it looks good, but what happens in like 8 or 9 hours and it looks like crap, you know what I mean? Like I want to see how good it wears. So I am going to go finish another video. Actually, I'm going to go finish my face off camera, or on a different video I mean, and then I will be right back and of course give you guys my final thoughts before I go to work. So as you can see, my entire look is done. Of course, if you want to see how I did my eyes, lips, and highlight and everything like that, then there will be a separate video coming up for that. But now let's go back to the foundation. I've been wearing this for about an hour now, and so far it still looks pretty good. Like I said, I still have some texture going on in some certain areas, but other than that, it stayed put really well. So far, right around my nose, it's looking a little weird because like the powder and the foundation just didn't want to mix very well right there. But other than that, everywhere else still looks pretty good and still looks pretty flawless. So, of course, I will be doing a little wear test. I will be coming back very soon after I get done with work and everything like that. And, of course, give you guys my final thoughts on the foundation. But I really wanted to show it to you right after, like, just an hour of me wearing it. And I really do feel like it looks really stunning. So, I'll be right back and I'll give you guys my final thoughts. So, today has been a long day. And it's also gloomy outside now, so it's been a long day. It is about to be 4 o'clock, so the foundation has been on for about 7.5 hours. I'm about to take it off, and I'm going to give you guys my final thoughts on the foundation, the powder, and everything that I pretty much first reviewed in this video. So, looking at up close, right around my mouth, right here, around my nose, right here, and a little bit on my forehead, I look severely dry. Also, right around my mouth area, you can see texture throughout my skin. Disregard around my mouth though, because I did change my lipstick. So, but right around here, it just looks really textured. But I will zoom you guys in. Take a look right here. It doesn't look absolutely terrible, but you can see where I'm talking about how it looks really dry right in here, how it looks really dry right in here, and how it looks really dry right in here. But everywhere else, like around the cheek area, it looks pretty good. Forehead looks pretty good. It looks pretty decent, but for how long it's lasted, it looks pretty good. I have to say, it did wear pretty well, which is good. It's just for some reason, I don't know if I'm in love with the powder though, just because, I don't know, it feels like it may have made my foundation even more dry than it should have been. I don't really know. I mean, I'm not going to say anything negative until I try it again. So, I'm just going to say right now, just right off the bat, this review is going to be a very 50-50. Like, it's going to be like I don't really have a strong opinion either way. The powder, for example, this one's $9. This one, I don't hate it, but I'm not in love with it. So it's up to you if you want to try it out. It's just like good translucent setting powder, so honestly you can get any other powder if you prefer something else, maybe something that's more convenient to pick up in store. I'm not exactly sure, but this one is worth a try just to give it a try, and it's a nice compact size that you can travel with, which is good too. These are $12 a piece, but I will say it did oxidize a little bit. You can see how it is a little bit darker than it's supposed to be. Like when I first initially put it on, it was definitely like my skin tone, but now it's a little tiny bit darker, and it did separate around my mouth area, and it does look a little bit dry. Now if I prep my skin better, if I exfoliate the night before, or exfoliate before I do my videos, maybe that'll be a little bit better, so it shows more of a radiant skin than how I have right now. But you know what? There are days where you're not going to want to do your skincare right now. You want to do it later, or you want to do this, or you want to do that. And you know what? I feel like all foundations should go well with different skin types and textures. So I'm just going to say it right now. I do feel like this foundation, like I said, I am still very 50-50 about it. I don't absolutely love it, and I don't absolutely hate it. It's right there in the middle. I like it, but there's some things that need to be tweaking around right now, so I will definitely be playing with this a little bit more and give you guys another update later on in the future, but I will be playing with this one a little bit more. But for right now, I say go ahead and get it. I say it's worth a try for $12. I love Colourpop's No Filter Concealer. It does crease a little bit on me though, but I do love the color and the texture of it. So I definitely have to say, if you like the concealer, definitely get this foundation when you get your hands on it. Very excited about trying this foundation, and so far I'm not in love with it. I'm just not hating it either. So it's just right there in the middle, and I don't really know how I feel about it just yet. So of course, you know, like I said, I'll play around with it a little bit more, see what I think, and I'll let you guys know the true tea later on. I'll probably leave it in the description box down below just to see how I feel about it. I might play with it just 1 or 2 more times before this video is like posted, and of course give you guys my final thoughts on it. But from a first impression standpoint, it's not terrible, but it's not the absolute greatest that I've played with before. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Make sure you thumbs it up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the very near future. Love you. Bye.